Is there any way to protect me or my cards from spells and abilities in Magic the Gathering? Well, yes, there is. There's multiple ways, but the main one and one of the oldest is Hexproof. So in this video I'll be going and explaining Hexproof, giving a few variations of cards and talking about commanders that have Hexproof. So if you're interested or want to learn maybe a little bit more of what Hexproof has to offer for you, please sit down and enjoy this video. But before I go any further, a word from our sponsor. Our sponsor again is me. I have an Etsy where I make very soft and nice colourful t-shirts and hoodies that are kind of funny and kind of like expressive. It's just real stuff that I just go, I think people enjoy this, and hopefully people do. When it comes to getting this, all the money helps supports this channel, stuff like, which I recently bought, lights to help my glowing posture and stuff like that. But there will also be like better content, better background stuff and stuff like that. So all the money that goes on the t-shirts and hoodies go in helping the channel. So if you like what I do and like to support the channel and want something soft and funny, please go on my Etsy. I have a new t-shirt that's came out on Monday, so hopefully you enjoy that one as well. So what is the definition of Hexproof?
Hexproof is a static ability of permanents and players. A player or permanent with Hexproof cannot be the target of spells or abilities controlled by that player's opponents, or that permanent's controller's opponents. This is similar to Shroud, but it does not deny the player, or his or her allies, the ability to target his or her own Hexproof permanents. Cards that previously had or granted this ability, such as Troll Ascetic and Imperial Mask, were errata to have Hexproof with the release of the Commander decks.
So to pretty much explain it in layman's terms is, it offers you a shield that rejects any form of spells or abilities. You can put it on creatures, there's ways to put it on yourself, and it literally just goes, your opponents cannot target you or your stuff. So if something has Hexproof, they can't go, oh, murder. No, you're not allowed. You're targeted in it, it doesn't count. There's also ways that it works on you. You, as a player, get Hexproof, so someone can't be like, cool, I target you with 2 damage. You're like, no, I am Hexproof myself. It is literally just kind of like a veil, a shield, or something like that, that all rejects pretty much instants and sorceries and activated abilities targeting you. Now, there is a ability that is somewhat close to it called Shroud. There is a difference, but I will be doing that as a separate video. So if you're interested in that, please wait and we will get right onto that. But there is many different forms of Hexproof. There's not just Hexproof. There is different variations of it, 5 in total, starting off with Hexproof from a color. This is just a single color. So again, murder goes great. If something has Hexproof from black, murder doesn't work on it. If it has Hexproof for green and you play murder, unfortunately that doesn't count. However, if there is a green spell that targets an opponent's thing, that it has Hexproof from. A great card that has a protection of a monocolor is Knight of Grace. This has protection from monocolor, but sadly doesn't have protection from the other 4 colors. Now we're on to the second one, which is Hexproof from monocolors. This is slightly different, but also slightly not different from the first one. A first one is one of the 5 single colors. This one is all 5 single colors, which is slightly different, but slightly not at the same time, and can get slightly confusing. Pretty much, it is protection from murder, it's protection from spark, anything that is a single monocolored card, it has protection from. However, if you play a dual, a 3, a 4 or 5 color card that targets an opponent or ability that has Hexproof, that doesn't count. It's only if it's a monocolored card, it has Hexproof. If you are playing a dual 3, 4, the Hexproof, it all doesn't matter anymore. A great card for this is Sphinx of the Guild pack. Number 3 is Hexproof from artifacts, creatures and enchantments. A great card for this is a commander that I'll be mentioning later on, which is called Nevriel Urbog's Tyrant. This is a great commander and quite funny to play with, but has Hexproof from those 3 things. So again, if it's an artifact, if it's a creature, or if it's an enchantment, nothing can target this commander. Then we have one of the rarer ones that I rarely even see that I completely forgot about, which is Hexproof from Planeswalkers, which pretty much just means a lot of abilities on Planeswalkers is targeted, which if something has Hexproof from a Planeswalker, you cannot pick that creature. That's really simple, but not many cards have that ability. A great card for that ability is Eradicator Valkyrie. One of the only cards that I know that from the top of my head that has protection from Planeswalkers. And then finally, Hexproof from each color, which is pretty much just all of it. Wooburg to all the 4 colors, 3, 2, and then 1, just pretty much, and then colorless. Just pretty much anything that has a color pip, pretty much that anything that targets it cannot. A great card for this is Breaker of Creation. So now we're on to commanders you can play that have Hexproof. Now there's not many in total because Hexproof is a really old ability that's kind of been foreshadowed by Shroud and now Ward. Now there is a list and there is a fair few, but it's mainly the good ones are hard to find. So when it comes to commanders you can play, there are
Geist of Saintraft 1 generic Manaeon white Manaeon blue mana. General Ferris Rakirik 1 generic Manaeon red Manaeon white mana. Narset, Enlightened Master 3 generic Manaeon blue Manaeon red Manaeon white mana. Nivmizet, Guild Pact 1 white Manaeon blue Manaeon black Manaeon red Manaeon green mana. Sigarda, Host of Herons 2 generic Manaeon green Manaeon white mana. Ural, the Miststalker.
So if there is any commanders that you play that have Hexproof, or if there's anything I missed or you want to talk about when it comes to Hexproof, or if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments down below. I do like reading this stuff out and helping you learn and get better at Magic the Gathering. If there's any commanders you have that have Hexproof, or you have a commander with Hexproof that is on Moxfield or something like that, link it down below. I always love seeing how other people create their own decks and how creative people can be. If you like learning and enjoying these commander classes, there's last week's commander class, here a playlist of all the commander classes I do here, and a subscribe button here. And I want to say thank you for everyone that has supported me, and I will see you all in the next video.